and without taking into consideration the fluctuations of the analyte in the bloodstream. Time of collection errors include dietary considerations, chronobiology, or the body's natural clock, medication metabolism, and coordinating collections with the patient's condition and other treatments.
Most reference ranges that accompany test results are established on patients who are in a fasting state. So when we draw a patient who hasn't been fasting, well, then their test results are really not going to compare apples to apples with the reference ranges. For most tests, this really is insignificant, but for other tests, it is significant. Glucose and lipids, for example. So the bottom line is, if the requirements for fasting cannot be met, give the patient the option to come back when their test results will be meaningful. If it's not possible, of course, follow your facility policy, but at the very least, make a notation accompanying test results that the patient is not meeting with the test requirements.
Some blood levels vary naturally according to the patient's biological clock. For example, serum iron levels can be as much as 30% lower in the evening than in the morning. Other analytes that are subject to these diurnal variations include cortisol, aldosterone, progesterone, catecholamines, prolactin, and testosterone. Not all of these tests vary significantly enough to be subject to restrictions in draw times, so when in doubt, refer to your own facility's test requirements. When drawing therapeutic drug levels, be mindful of any specific requests for timing the draw according to the physician's order or your facility's specimen collection manual.
Physicians order TDMs to monitor and adjust the dosage of the patients on various medications. Some physicians order the draw to be around the time when nursing administers the drug. Some orders come without a specified time. So the rule of thumb is if there is not a specified time of draw, the TDM should be drawn just prior to the administration of the next dose. Now, this isn't always possible because some outpatients can come in at any time in between their dosages. So therefore, without a specified time, let's make sure that we draw those specimens and we document the time of collection, of course, as well as the time in which the last dose was taken, so that the physician can interpret those results accordingly and be able to successfully monitor their patients and dosage and make the proper adjustments.
Because the value of the information contained in a blood sample is critical to patient care, physicians order lab work on most of their patients. However, the multitude of other procedures, therapies, and exams ordered on patients can have a dramatic impact on the accuracy of their laboratory results. The therapy with the most potential to interfere with sample quality is the infusion of intravenous fluids. CLSI and most textbooks recommend we avoid drawing blood from an arm that is being infused with IV fluids whenever possible. If not avoidable, then the consensus is to shut off the IV for 2 minutes, apply the tourniquet below the IV, and collect the sample after discarding the first 5 cc's of blood. An entry that the sample was drawn from the same arm as infusing fluids should accompany the test results. Not only should the laboratory report include a comment when samples are drawn from an arm in which fluids are infused, but CLSI also requires a notation on the sample as well. This is to alert those who test the sample that it might not be appropriate to use for tests added on later. As for the draws above an IV, CLSI warns against the practice, even if fluids have been temporarily shut off.